Dear students, now today we are going to discuss about the function with two variables, or we may say function with several variables. So let us look what is the function with several variables. Uh, you may say the function of two variables if their three variables x, y, z are so related that the value of z depends upon the values of x and y. Then z is called a function of two variables, while x and y are called independent variables. Okay, so if this three variables we oftenly know during our study, x, y, z are related with z, and if z depend upon the values of x and y, then it is called function of two variables. How? It means what is the geometrical interpretation? Let us z is equal to f of x, y be a function of two variables x and y defines for all pair of values of x and y which belong to an area A of the xy plane. It is of course through your school level you know this xy plane. Then to each point xy of this area corresponds to a value of z given by the relation z is equal to f of xy. Representing all these variables values x, y, z by point in space, we get a surface. So z is equal to f of x, y. This represent a surface. So this is the geometrical interpretation of function with two variables. Okay. Yeah, now, since we are discussing the function with two variables, so here we have to discuss the continuity. Okay, so what is the definition of continuity here? A function f of xy is said to be a continuous function at a point AB. At a point AB, if for any arbitrarily chosen positive number epsilon, however small, we can find a corresponding number del such that modulus of this means mod of f of xy minus f of ab is less than epsilon. Remind it. You know the function with single variable. What is the limit and what is the continuity? So now, since we are going to discuss with the two variables, so we have to discuss the continuity, and continuity may be defined like this for the two variables x and y. The f of mod of f of xy minus f of ab is less than epsilon for every point xy within the circle. Okay, within the circle with its center at EB and radius del. However, whenever 0 is less than x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is less than del square. So this is a kind of disk. Okay, you know this. And we may also say that f of xy is said to be continuous at a point AB if limit, mathematically this is another way to write this, if limit x tends to a and y tends to b, f of xy is equal to f of ab irrespective of path. Then this is also, you may say that the function, given function f of xy is continuous. Okay. Now, the next is, as you know, in case of the single variable, it is very much required to know about the range and domain of the function. Similarly, here it is necessary to know about the domain of function of several variables. So, unless the domain is given, assume the domain is the set of all points for which the equation is defined. This is the usual meaning. So, for example, let us consider the function f of xy is equal to 3x square plus y square and gxy is equal to 1 over under root xy. These are the two different kind of the function. The domain of f of xy here is the entire xy plane. This is the entire xy plane. Every ordered pair in the xy plane will produce a real value of x. This is the meaning of this. The domain of gxy, but it is different. Okay, the domain of gxy is the set of all points xy in the xy plane such that the product xy is greater than 0. This should be greater than 0. This is elementary because that is the quantity is in the surds. It means this should be greater than 0 here. This would be all the points in the first quadrant and the third quadrant. Okay, so this is the interpretation of this domain of this several variable. Now another example, find the domain of the function f of xy, that is under root 25 minus x square minus y square. The domain of f x y is the set of all points that satisfy the inequality. कौन सी 25 minus x square minus y square greater than or equal to 0, or we may say that 25 is greater than or equal to x square plus y square, or you can say x square plus y square is less than or equal to 25. You may recognize that this is similar to the equation of a circle, which the inequality implies that any ordered pair on this circle are inside the circle, that is x square plus y square is 25, is in the domain. Means x square plus y square आप कह सकते हैं this is less than or equal to 25. This is inside. Okay, the inside जितने भी points है वो क्या है, domain है. So the highlighted area is the domain of f. So this whole area is called the domain of f. This is all the domain of f. Now similarly another example, find the domain of this, that is under root x square plus y square plus z square minus 16. Note that g is a function of three variables, so the domain is not an area in the xy plane because this is the three variable function. Okay, the domain of g is a solid in the three-dimensional coordinate system. The expression under the radical must be non-negative. ये क्या होना चाहिए, non-negative होना चाहिए. Resulting in the inequality means x square plus y square plus z square minus 16 should be greater than or equal to 0, or we can say this should be greater than or equal to 16. This implies that any order triple outside of the sphere centered of the origin with radius 4 is in the domain. Okay, that is the common sense and common the domain may be written in the case of 3D. Find the domain of the function fxy is equal to log of natural log xy. Okay, so we know that the argument of the natural log must be, this is the important, this is part of mathematics, natural log must be greater than 0. It means x dot y is greater than 0. This occurs in quadrant first and quadrant third. The domain is highlighted below. Note that x axis and the y-axis are not in the domain. Okay, so this is already given here in this case. So this is about the domain. Now, what is the graph of function of several variables? This is very important sometimes just to trace the graph. As you learn in 2D space, the graph of a function can be helpful to your understanding of the function. The graph gives an illustration or visual representation, or you can see the graphical representation of all the solution to the equation. We also want to use this total tool with functions of two variables. The graph of a function of two variables z is equal to f of xy is the set of the ordered pair triples xyz for which the ordered pair xy is in the domain. Like this, the graph of z is equal to f of xy is a surface in three-dimensional space we have already studied. Okay, similarly, the graph, if you know this and if you want to discuss this into the example, so sketch the surface z is equal to 9 minus x square minus y square. How you can solve this? The domain is the entire xy plane as we discussed, and the range is z is less than or equal to 9. The trace in the xy plane, whenever you put z is equal to 0, you will get x square plus y square equal to 9, which is a circle. For yz plane, you have to put x is equal to 0, and this is z is equal to minus y square plus 9. Okay, if x is equal to 0, then z is equal to minus y square plus 9, and which is known as parabola. The trace in the xz plane is y0 is the equation, and this is of course this is also a parabola. Similarly, the traces parallel to the xy plane include the following two. The trace of the plane z is equal to 5 is this you can derive from here. X square plus y square equal to 4 is circle center at 0, 0, 5 with radius 2. The trace of the parabola z is equal to minus 7 is the equation. Trace of the plane z is equal to minus 7 is the equation, and on simplification you will get x square plus y square 16, circle center at 0, 0, minus 7 with radius 4. So now here all you combine, because that should be clear. You should be clear if that is sphere is there, then traces, how the traces you can convert into the pictorial form. So here is a sketch of the traces in each coordinates plane. This paraboloid extend below the xy plane. Okay, so this is the beautiful picture. We have already discussed the previous key. This is the circular base. This is parabolic. The z is equal to minus y square plus 9. This is circle x square plus y square is equal to 9. This is again a parabolic. Z is equal to minus x square plus 9. And this is about the paraboloid extends below the xy plane. Now here is the graph, the same graph of the surface using the graph, beautiful graph. Here you can make with that mathematical equations. Now, one important term is level curves. What do you mean by level curves? In the previous two examples, traces in the coordinate planes and traces parallel to the xy plane were used to sketch the function of two variables as a surface in the three-dimensional coordinate system. When the traces parallel to the xy plane are, in other words, the traces around traces found when z r f of xy is set equal to a constant are drawn in the xy plane, the traces are called level curves. And several level curves are also called contour lines. Okay, इसको क्या कहते हैं? Contour lines are drawn together in the xy plane. The image is called a contour map. Okay, so in the next semester, I think you will study the complex variable and you study about the contour also. Okay, what is the meaning of contour? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Stay safe.